1xBet and 1xBit reviews. Largest scam casino network exposed.
1xBet is more than just a fraudulent online casino and sportsbook. It's a whole empire with well-honed practices to scam users, vast experience in evading liability, exorbitant resources to attract new victims, and many faces. Players who join 1xBet or one of their affiliated casinos have lost even before they know it. This is not to say that it is impossible to win or withdraw winnings. But will you be able to do that? This is a big question. At times, it seems that some players deliberately play in cesspools like 1xBet to check whether they will get paid after winning. However, if you are not your own enemy, you are unlikely to find this experience fascinating.
How 1xBet scams players.
1xBet actively employs so-called selective scamming. You can play for months, regularly withdraw winnings, and generally have no problems with them. 1xBet is a nice crypto casino, you might think, and you'd be wrong. Once the value of your winnings considerably exceeds the average deposit size, the casino switches to a well-tested scenario. They accuse the player of cheating and confiscate the winnings on this basis. This is an unfortunate situation, to say the least, because you lose your winnings and are accused of scamming by scammers. Moreover, in order to prevent the player from proving their case, 1xBet blocks access to the account together with all the evidence. This is a simple yet elaborate scheme that leaves no escape for the fooled user. Certainly, you can try leaving a complaint on an online forum, but this only works with fair casinos. In the case of 1xBet, the internet is flooded with hundreds, if not thousands of unresolved player complaints, and the casino couldn't care less. One more complaint won't change anything in the big picture of things, while the systematic confiscation of winnings allows 1xBet to make over-the-top profits that fair crypto casinos wouldn't even dream of. Besides, payment delays, support ignoring your questions, and other examples of disgusting online casino service, you can find it all at 1xBet. By playing at 1xBet, you join the ranks of defrauded players and help the scammers to make sure of their immunity. In practice, the scheme really works, as for many years, they have managed to avoid accountability for their dirty business. Will you become another victim in the statistics of successfully scammed players? Here are just a few random 1xBet reviews from Trustpilot. At least several similar messages are published daily.
Why players keep playing at 1xBet.
One must give credit to 1xBet because they do manage to create an image of a reliable online casino. This works until you decide to examine 1xBet reviews or get scammed yourself. Their reputation is supported by numerous paid articles on affiliate websites, integrations on pirated movie hostings, and even advertisements during football games. You've probably realized by now that if a site promotes 1xBet, you can't trust any information published on it. Some time ago, 1xBet made an attempt to return to Bitcoin talk, stating that the casino had new management and they would try to solve all existing problems. The fact that they admitted problems cannot but rejoice, though it would be hard not to admit them with so many complaints. But in reality, it turned out to be just another trick. No issues were solved, while 1xBet continued to cheat players as they did before.
Are 1xBet and 1xBit related?
Scammers rarely stop when they are exposed. 1xBet is a prime example of this. Players in the crypto space may be more familiar with 1xBit Casino. Unlike 1xBet, which is promoted as a sportsbook and casino supporting both traditional payment methods and cryptocurrencies, 1xBit is a crypto-first casino. Because of the similarity of interfaces and names, many players wonder if 1xBet and 1xBit are related. At the moment, 1xBit representatives stick to the version that there is no official connection between the two sites. However, in 2016 they recklessly wrote the following on Bitcoin Talk.
We are related. It's obvious. We are using a lot of 1xBet functions, 1xBet using some of ours. But our team is separate and we'll develop a lot of new features soon.
The fact that the two sites are managed by different teams is not surprising. 1xBet is owned by 1x Corp NV. The information about 1xBet's owners is not publicly available, but some sources claim it is the same company. As the old saying goes, when in doubt, follow the money. If you try to make a deposit into 1xBet using the BitShares cryptocurrency, you may find to your surprise that the deposit address is labeled X1Bit. Naturally, the same address is used by 1xBet itself. The 1xBet representative claims that the address was assigned by Bet-B2B Group, a white-label company distributing 1xBet software. Still, the representative has left out the main issue. How can two supposedly unrelated casinos accept deposits to the same wallet with the same private key? Coincidentally, the deposit addresses for EOS and Stellar also overlap. Let's imagine for a second that 1xBet is telling the truth. But there are more casinos that use the same deposit address. These include 22bet.com, beatwinner.com, melbet.com, 888stars.bet. Many similar sites have already been shut down, for example ClioBet. Presumably, they were originally planned to be fly-by-night projects with the only purpose of scamming players. But, as you might expect, for every closed casino, they open several new ones. Importantly, they all share the same negative reputation related to withdrawal issues. Therefore, if you want to save time and money, avoid projects associated with 1xBet at all costs. And one last thing. As a Bitcoin Talk user noted, 1xBet and 1xBit share identical verification meta tags in their source code. These meta tags are used to verify website ownership, and each site owner must have their own. This coincidence is impossible to explain in the same way as with the deposit addresses. However, the 1xBet representative preferred to simply ignore the subject.
Conclusion.
The 1xBet scam is thriving in 2023 with no signs of slowing down. As such, you can expect the number of negative 1xBet reviews to keep growing exponentially. On our site, you will find many trustworthy crypto casinos with instant payouts, reliable support, and other benefits that 1xBet won't ever have.